Hello and welcome back to the Wandering Cantos. Today we're going to be discussing iRock, iRoll by Cr1tter. So here's the basics. It's an EP. It was released on April 9th, 2025. There are 5 tracks and it's 10 minutes long. And those tracks are Juggernaut, Allergies, Abduct Me, New Tricks, and Sing Me a Song. So let's discuss the good. Overall, I just feel like this is a very fun, braggadocious album. There's lots of fun wordplay, like what we see on the track Allergies. There's fun mixing with good beat breakdowns and lots of really cool samples. It's also impressively catchy at times. I feel like these songs will get stuck in your head. It's sort of I almost feel like I need to give a warning in that sense. I also feel like the Cr1tter tagline does a lot to add to the overall flavor of the EP, and I really enjoyed the flow that we saw on New Tricks. So to give some constructive criticism, I have to ask myself, is this EP deep? The answer is not really. It touches on some deeper themes in New Tricks, but ultimately you won't find any life-changing poetry on this album. However, that being said, does it really need to have that extra depth? I'm not so sure. The project doesn't seem that interested in reaching those levels, so it's not like it's trying to accomplish it, but failing. Do you know what I mean? I'll also say I feel like Sing Me a Song is probably the weakest track on the album. I'm just not really crazy about the sort of repetitive chorus. Alright, so my final thoughts and score. I really like the overall aesthetic of this artist and this EP. The sort of like internet sampling mixed with the hard-hitting beats is just a really fun sort of fusion. Also, the sort of 1960s Twilight Zone tag, "Critters, they bite," is one of my favorite taglines, and I really hope she keeps it in future projects. So yeah, Cr1tter is an artist that I'm really excited to follow. She has a very unique vibe, and I'm excited to see what else she comes out with. That being said, I'm going to give this one a score of 7 out of 10. I feel like just in terms of that sort of like, is there much depth to this? It loses a few points just because personally I tend to enjoy music that has, some sort of poetic themes to it or some sort of introspection. But that being said, it's also very fun to put on this type of music when you just want to have a good time. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm really curious. So what are your thoughts on this EP? What was your favorite track? What was your least favorite track? And what score would you have given this project? Let me know in the comments. I say this every time, but I really enjoy reading through the comments and actually having a bit of a discussion there. It's kind of my favorite part of this whole channel. So seriously, please feel free to share your thoughts. It's super appreciated. And, I will actually reply to them. So if you enjoyed this short form review, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. It just helps grow the community, which sort of helps grow that discussion in the comments. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap this one up. So take care, and I will see you in the next one.